When Vinicius Jr. steps onto the field in what we call Malvadeza mode, the entire scenario changes completely. His technical ability, combined with extreme confidence, makes him a player difficult to stop by any defender, no matter how skilled or experienced the opponent may be. But before we continue, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any video. Now that you've subscribed, let's get to the news. The expression Malvadeza mode refers to that bold, almost provocative stance that Vinicius Jr. adopts when he is at his best, openly challenging his opponents and turning the opposing defense into a mere temporary barrier to overcome. In this specific match, his performance once again stood out, and Real Madrid, as usual, relied heavily on the Brazilian to secure another very important victory. It wasn't just any match, it was another chapter in the book of Vinicius Jr. as a fundamental piece in the merengue team's lineup. He not only contributes with goals and assists but also carries the weight of being one of the most feared players by his rivals. His style of play is characterized by impressive speed, dazzling dribbles, and, of course, the courage to take on anyone who tries to stop him. It's no surprise that in big games like this, number 7 shines. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, a young promise was also drawing attention, Endrick. The young Brazilian player, who recently arrived at Real Madrid, wasted no time in showing why he was considered one of the greatest promises in world football. Since his arrival at the merengue team, Endrick has shown that his future in European football is bright. Every time he steps onto the field, he displays a maturity that surprises for a player of his age. Despite his limited playing time, Endrick has already made it clear that he is here to compete at a high level and, without a doubt, will have a brilliant future ahead of him. However, as is common in young careers, there is still much to learn and adjust. Amidst the praise, some fans ended up upset with an attitude from the young player during the game. Despite his overall very positive performance, a specific play generated controversy, and comments on the incident soon followed. Social media and fan conversations quickly filled with discussions about Endrick's behavior, and many questioned whether he was ready to handle the pressure and responsibility of playing for a club as big as Real Madrid. Before diving into the episode that caused so much controversy, it's worth noting that football, as a high-performance sport, is full of intense moments, and often actions that seem calculated or intentional may, in fact, be the result of the tension and adrenaline players feel during the match. This becomes even more evident when talking about young athletes like Endrick, who are still learning to deal with the pressure of big games and the expectations of fans and the media. Nevertheless, regardless of what one thinks about this particular play, there is no doubt that both Vinicius Jr. and Endrick are players of extraordinary talent and will have many more opportunities to shine wearing the Real Madrid shirt. That said, let's delve into what happened during the game and understand the details behind Endrick's behavior that irritated so many fans. But before showing you all the plays, I'd like to remind you that if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to not miss any of our daily updates on the world of football. Real Madrid arrives at this weekend's classic against Atletico de Madrid with renewed confidence. The 3-2 victory against Alaves at the Santiago Bernabéu was crucial to keep the team's morale high ahead of such an important match. With the combination of Vinicius Jr., Mbappé, and Rodrigo on the field, Real Madrid delivered a brilliant offensive performance, which promises to be a problem for any opposing defense. This attacking trio is consolidating as one of the most feared forces in European football. Each player brings a different element to the team, Vinicius with his speed and dribbling, Mbappé with his ability to break through defenses with quick movements and precise finishes, and Rodrigo with his tactical intelligence and vision of the game. The victory against Alaves was the team's 7th in La Liga, reinforcing their position at the top of the table. However, the final score of 3-2 doesn't fully reflect the dominance that Real Madrid had for much of the match. The game started with an explosion of energy. In the first minute of play, Vinicius Jr. was already showing what he was on the field for. In a quick play down the left, the Brazilian left opposing defenders on the ground and found Lucas Vazquez free in the area. The assist was perfect, and all Vazquez had to do was push the ball into the back of the net, opening the score. This is one of Vinicius Jr.'s most notable characteristics, the ability to create goal opportunities from situations that seem unpromising. He transforms seemingly ordinary plays into moments of pure brilliance, using his dribbling ability and game vision to dismantle entire defenses. The Real Madrid fans at the Santiago Bernabéu, who were still settling into their seats, barely had time to react before the first goal was scored. From that moment, it was clear that the team was determined to secure all 3 points. The early lead gave Real Madrid the control it needed to dictate the pace of the game, leaving Alaves in a constant state of alert. But the first goal wasn't the only highlight of the first half. Real Madrid's pressure continued relentlessly, and the team secured the second goal before the break, this time with a true masterpiece by Kylian Mbappé. In the 40th minute, the French striker showed why he is considered one of the best players in the world by orchestrating a play that will remain in the memory of fans. It all started with impeccable control in the midfield. With his back to the defender, Mbappé made a backheel pass that completely surprised the opposing defense, finding Jude Bellingham in a privileged position. The Englishman quickly returned the ball, and Mbappé, with a sharp dribble, left the Alaves defender disoriented. Then, without hesitation, Mbappé finished precisely into the corner of the goal, extending the lead to 2-0. It was a play worthy of applause, and the stadium erupted in celebration. This goal not only demonstrated Mbappé's individual skill but also the harmony he is developing with his teammates, especially with Bellingham, who has quickly established himself as one of Real Madrid's midfield engines. While fans were still celebrating Mbappé's goal, Alaves tried to react, but Real Madrid's defense remained solid, with standout performances from players like David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger, who neutralized much of the opponent's attacks. Already in the second half, with the score at 2-0, Real Madrid didn't slow down. On the contrary, the team kept pressing and soon scored the third goal, this time with Rodrigo. Just 3 minutes into the second half, the young Brazilian forward showed why he is considered one of the gems of the new generation. After receiving a pass inside the area, Rodrigo made a feint that completely fooled the defender and struck firmly, sending the ball between the opposing goalkeeper's legs. It was a quick, almost surgical goal that practically sealed the fate of the match. Rodrigo's performance has been increasingly impressive, and he has already established himself as a key piece in Real Madrid's attack. With the score at 3-0 and the match practically decided, coach Carlo Ancelotti began making some substitutions, resting some starters and allowing other players to gain minutes on the field. It was at this moment that Endrick entered the match. In the 23rd minute of the second half, Rodrigo left the field to a standing ovation from the fans, and the young Brazilian had his chance to shine. Endrick, who had been waiting for this opportunity, did not disappoint. In his first play, he showed his physical power and technical ability by leaving his marker behind and firing a powerful shot that deflected off the defense and hit the post. It was one of those moments when the stadium almost came down, with fans rising from their seats, expecting to see the fourth goal of the match. The ball didn't go in, but the play made it clear that Endrick is a player with great potential, and Real Madrid fans have many reasons to be excited about his future. That's all. If you made it this far, leave a comment telling us what you thought of the news, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Despite Endrick's excellent performance on the field, it was precisely a play involving the young player that caused all the controversy at the end of the match. In the 36th minute of the second half, shortly after being pushed by Santiago Mourinho, an Alaves defender, Endrick apparently responded by leaving his leg out in a play outside the contest for the ball, striking the opponent. The incident led to a major argument on the field, with Alaves players demanding Endrick's expulsion.